Hello everyone, welcome to week 5 of the Spanish video lessons. So as you saw in the syllabus, today we'll be going over counting numbers and telling time. So last week we did get a brief introduction, well, kind of a long introduction to how to count in Spanish, right? We're going to go ahead and look at these numbers and we're going to review it briefly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the numbers in English and I want you to say out loud to yourself in Spanish the number. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now listen closely. Listen to the number and once again say it in Spanish and then I'm going to repeat it out loud in Spanish. 26. 26, 32, 32, 47, 47. I hope you all are saying these numbers out loud. 58, 58, 92, 92. That's good to know that you all have been practicing if you did say all the numbers out loud. If you don't know all the numbers, just review. Keep reviewing, right? So we're going to go ahead and move into the important thing today. The main thing I wanted to talk about was telling time. How to tell time. So you'll get this question. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? This simply just means what hour is it? Which is equivalent to what time is it in English? Okay, so what time is it? ¿Qué hora es? So you want to know how to respond and say, it's 4 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, right? Or it's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 7 o'clock p.m. It's 10 o'clock at night. So how would you say this? It's. And then you also have versus at. So you have it's 4 o'clock. But if someone asks you, what time do you work tomorrow? You have to say at 4 o'clock. So let's go ahead and take a look at this document. You have a las and you have son las. So as you see here, a las is at in Spanish. This is only when it's pertaining to telling time, okay? A las is at. Son las is it. I want you guys to remember it that way. This is only when it's pertaining to telling time. So let's go ahead and look at some more examples. We have a las 8, which means 8 o'clock. A las 7, which means 7 o'clock. Okay? So you have a las 8, which means at 8 o'clock. A las 7, which means at 7 o'clock. Okay? So if someone says son las 10, it's 10 o'clock. Son las 11, it's 11 o'clock. Easy, right? It's not too hard. So we want to go ahead and let's practice a little bit using that. I'm going to ask you in English and I want you all to respond to me, or at home, whoever you are, respond out loud and tell me in Spanish, okay? So let's say, Jessica, what time is it? Just make up a number because you want to practice, right? So you can say son las 2, son las 3. It's 3 o'clock. Marcus, what time do you have to be at the meeting tomorrow? So it'll be at 7. A las 7. I have to be at the meeting tomorrow a las 7. At 7 o'clock. Simple. You're just putting a las in front of the number for at blah 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 o'clock. and you're putting son las in front for it's blah 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 clock. Don't confuse those two. You want to practice a lot with that. So it's another part of this, the telling time, when you want to specify the time of the day, such as 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock a.m. When specifying time here, you have de la mañana, which is a.m. De la tarde is p.m., which is in the afternoon, of the afternoon. De la noche, evening or at night. Of the evening or of the night. Okay, so like in English, when we write on paper, we put p.m. for both afternoon and we put p.m. for evening. In Spanish, you do have to specify. So you say like 3 o'clock de la tarde, so 3 de la tarde, or you could say like 10 de la noche, right? Erica, what time do you work tomorrow? I work at 10 o'clock at night or p.m. However you say it in English. I work at 10 o'clock p.m. Trabajo a las 10 de la noche. Trabajo a las 10 de la noche. Okay? Same thing. If I say, Pablo, ¿a qué hora trabajas mañana? What time do you work tomorrow? He'll respond, trabajo a las 6 de la mañana. I work at 6 o'clock of the morning, which is equivalent to 6 o'clock a.m. Let's take a look here. 7:30 de la noche. What is y media? So basically, 7:30, y is and, media is half. So it's like 7.5 is what you're literally saying, but that's equivalent to 7:30. So whenever you want to say 12:30, 6:30, 8:30, 12:30, 6:30, 8:30. So how would you say, I work at 6:30 in the morning? So if you want to say I work, trabajo, which we just saw that. So that's pretty much what you're concerned with. How do you say I work? Trabajo, right? So trabajo a las 6:30 de la mañana. You could just say that. So mañana means morning, and it also means tomorrow. Usually when someone is talking about the morning, they're going to put en la mañana, in the morning. That's the way they'll say it in Spanish, okay? In the morning. So don't get confused with that. If someone say trabajo mañana, they're not saying I work in the morning. They're saying I work tomorrow. If they say trabajo en la mañana, I work in the morning. I work tomorrow morning. It's the same equivalence in English, okay? So here's some more examples here. We have 5 de la mañana, which is 5 a.m., right? 2 de la tarde, 2 p.m., 2 in the afternoon, right? 9:30 de la noche, 9:30 p.m. Okay, so up under that, I put some extra telling time for you all so that you can play around with the numbers a little bit and so that you don't be lost. If one day you're trying to tell someone it's 3:15 and you only know like the time on the dot, like 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30. You want to know how to say in between as well, right? So 3:15, 3:15, 3:15. It's 3:15. Like, what time is it? 3:15. Son las 3:15. 3:20. You'll say 3:20. It's 3:20. 3:20. 3:23. 3:23. So do you all see this pattern? It's like you're just saying 3:20, 3:23, 3.5, which is 3:30, 3:30. Okay, and don't forget, when you want to specify the time in the afternoon and at night, you want to put de la noche, de la tarde, de la mañana. Okay, you also have another way to, now this is the part people don't really like. I don't like telling time like this, but this is the correct way to do it. So if you want to say 3:45, this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to subtract from the next number. So you're going to have to say 3:45 in Spanish is 4 menos 15 or 4 menos cuarto. Okay, you're subtracting 15. Okay, 3:50, 4 menos 10. You're saying 4 minus 10. Some people will say 4 menos 5. That's 5 minutes to 4. Even though that means 4 minus 5, that literally is 5 minutes to 4. Okay? 4 menos 5. Let's practice a little bit with that. So you have, let's say it's 5:45. How would you say that? You're going to subtract 6 menos cuarto. It's 5:50. You subtract 6 menos 10. Now the question I get before is, can I just say trabajo a las 5:50 de la mañana? You can say that. It's not like it's not knowing what you're saying. It's not like they're going to be like, what language are you speaking? No, they're going to understand you if you say trabajo a las 6:50. That's the easiest way for me to say it, but I was corrected a few years ago by a native speaker that I need to be saying 6 menos 10. So I would prefer to say it, correctly. So yes, this is how you tell time, you all. And if you all have any questions about telling time, these numbers, if this was a confusing lesson, don't forget to email me on my email. Let me know your questions. I'll respond to you. Try to send you extra information on that if you're having trouble with that. But that's all for today. You already have the numbers down pat. You can count in Spanish. Now you know how to tell time. Don't forget son las versus a las. That's a big difference. It's and at. Okay? Muy bien. Gracias por ver, and I will see you all next week. Bye.